Okay, I finally finished the challenge. I can start to write the script. Okay, the script's done, and now to edit the challenge... Wait, I thought... Oh, fuck! This was me 6 months ago. When I first started to work on this video, I had finished the challenge, writing and reading the script to complete the video, but I lost the proof. This was, to say the least, heartbreaking, as I spent a ton of time working on the challenge already, and the video was just about to be started, and the little foundation was gone, like a house with a rotted foundation, or well, in case. It hit my motivation to make videos in general, and I thought this one would never be made. Until I had a thought. And after thinking about it, it just seems so obvious. Do it again. I am an advocate. Sorry, how is this relevant? Good question. People who make videos of themselves playing at high levels have options for recording their plays. Either record themselves from the start until they get the score or rank they want, or get the rank first and then record themselves. They repeat what they know is possible. So, I just had to do it again. I just had to show you how I beat Resident Evil 2 Remake without discarding a single item. To restart the story, we start at the gas station, where the latest trend seems to be people eating people. Wait, that's cannibalism. Before we run from the active crime scene, we grab the store key. This is the first of many key items that will hog up our very limited inventory space. Oh shit, I forgot the rules. So, rules. Yeah, there are 2. I cannot discard anything from my inventory for any reason. The second one, which makes the challenge difficult, is that the item box is not allowed, meaning no infinite weapons, nor any way to empty our inventory. We make some chit-chat with the cop who picked us up, and BAM! Guess that conversation wasn't important enough for him to oh, he's alive. I head to the police station to run straight into another cop who was not important. Then after the second cop died in front of me, a zombie tried to push us, but we were too good and we ran past him, but still got munched on pretty bad in the end. We would have died without a cop helping us out with some good old-fashioned police brutality. After a preliminary round of questions, I take the knife he gives me, and I open the gate to allow myself access to the rest of the police station. At this point, I heal myself into caution, which for Claire grants me super speed. I make my way through the police station, taking out more zombies and opening locks and safes to get my speed loader and first hip pouch. Hip pouches in this challenge are essential to progress, as more items leave us with less space to work with. But hardcore makes that worse by removing half of the available hip pouches in standard. The ones you find after you grab the spade key, the first boss fight, and in the sewers are replaced with other items. With our first pouch, we have 10 max inventory slots with our gun, ammo, knife, and the store key. We still have more than half of, oh yeah, the spade key. Well, we have at least half of our inventory left. For clarity's sake, I will leave a couple of numbers right here to show the open spaces and total spaces for my inventory. I also craft bullets throughout this challenge, as hardcore, as you could have guessed, gave the damn zombies bulletproof skin, and it is just fun. This is also something that can cause me to lose. Sometimes I grab gunpowder, forget, then remember when it is too late I had to end to restart the run. After grabbing the key and witnessing someone streaking through a window, I got a call from the cop that saved me. The guy I was riding with was at the police station, and I was like, oh shit. I rushed straight over there, ignoring the cop, and got to witness a helicopter crash into a police station, with little to no reaction. Sorry, but if I reacted, my moving streak would have ended, but that is a big no. As I was trying to tell the cop that, the helicopter exploded as it couldn't handle my looks maxing. I take a pair of bolt cutters and get back into the police station. Once inside, I grab a pressure valve and an electric part to get back into the main hall, to enter the hallway of doom. After shooting bullet-shaped arrows into the knees of the zombies, I got out with relative ease. Opening a final door with bolt cutters, we obtain a dead detonator that needs a battery. We find this battery in the STAR's office after we use the pressure valve to reduce pressure. Crazy stuff going on here. We encounter the streaker that we saw from earlier and totally act like he doesn't exist. And it works. We obtain the battery for the detonator, and even though there is another weapon, we again ignore it.
Michael, don't leave me here. Michael!
With a live detonator, we start grabbing the 3 medallions, starting with the unicorn, the maiden after some makeshift demolition work, a second knife, and finally, the lion medallion. This left me, for the first time, totally filled. I placed them to reveal a passage underneath the angel statue, and when I tried to bring the cup for protection, he said nah, so I had to leave him behind. At this point, I made my first save for the challenge. We make our way deeper underground, and we hear the sound of a girl running. We find her and find out what she is running from. The first boss, G1, is free. I watched my fair amount of RE2 speedruns, and you could just run to his right side and treat him to a regular occurrence in the UK. This works so well because the damage of the knife is linked to the frame rate that the game is being played at. So playing at 120 FPS, I took advantage of the extra damage. With the extra damage and 1-2 knife, I was able to beat him in 24 seconds. Fun fact, that is my personal best of me writing this. Wow, that was easy. I hope this continues. Getting an assist from Sherry, we make it to the parking garage, and after seeing us not be able to open the gate, a man comes out of nowhere and takes Sherry while leaving us tied up. As he showed me a lack of manners, I needed to go after him for threatening me and kidnapping. We first need the diamond key, and instead of dogs we get streakers instead. Walking slowly, we pass them easily, and with some maneuvering, we get the key and head back to the police station. The guy that stole Sherry also seemed to be on an episode of Hoarders with how many parking passes he had. It was locked behind a door that needed 2 electric parts, one in the east storage room and the other in the clock tower. However, to get the pieces, we need the lover's relief to obtain the heart key, and that leaves me with 1 slot. You may think that this might be over because the big gear takes 2 slots, but that's where you're wrong. It is not over just yet. We go over to the east storage room, take care of a couple of hooligans, and get our first part, and immediately put it in its place, because all space matters. If we can get rid of an item without discarding it, you can damn well believe I placed it wherever it was needed. Then I went outside where the helicopter was causing a blaze, and a little rerouting was needed to take it out. I made a second save after that, as I wasn't going to risk having to do that over and over again for this challenge and for my sanity. I made my way to the helicopter where... the Tyrant, or Mr. X if you want to be specific, came after me. But shooting a few bullets into his dome had him thinking about his life choices.
1990.
This was only temporary, so I had to make progress before he became a problem again. I could head to the heart door and grab the lever to let the bookshelf down, or go to the diamond door to get the safe to get the hip pouch. Well, I obviously did the second option, and well, he became a problem. Why are you there? While sitting in the safe room, I had to move my sound effects over to the remake because listening for footsteps when you have this in your ears, not just turn off for like no reason, is a little difficult. It didn't help that there are streakers in between me and the lever, which if you could not have guessed, caused more problems. But hey, quick saves. Getting back and opening the portable safe got me the second spare key, and after putting in the code, got me the second hip pouch, increasing my max inventory to 12 slots. We finally obtained the lift arm to lower the bookcase. And be a chill dude as Mr. X closes in as we move the bookcases, kill the zombies, and grab the big gear. I am somewhat good under pressure, as they say. After causing some damage that I will not pay for, I hit and run with the last electric part and open the door. And then there's a call. While at the orphanage, we play as Sherry, and there's not really anything interesting here to talk about. I solve a simple puzzle, I run from the guy who kidnapped me, hide for a little bit, run again from a movie reference, and watch him get bodied by G2. And that's all she wrote. We can now go back to the actual challenge. I got my kill string and got a UAV on him in an orphanage, which made sense by how he acted. We get the permit and make another save. We put the permit into the machine and...
You again?
After looping Mr. X, we make it out of the police station and head towards the orphanage, dodging zombies and zombie dogs. We make it with no damage, and we find Sherry after saving again. When we go to meet up with her, we found out that Mr. X wasn't letting us walk away after shooting his hat off, and we run to the elevator. When all hope was lost, G2 comes and rips Mr. X in half. But he was crashing out and made our elevator fall. Sherry tried talking to me, but after dealing with G2's crash out, I wasn't feeling too good. However, after I woke up, I saw that Sherry was gone. Looking for her through the sewers, we ditch a knife, a zombie, and find Sherry locked in a garbage disposal with a lady scolding her. And I wasn't just gonna let a woman who wasn't even here scold Sherry. I needed to get to her. However, she was behind a door that could only be opened with chess pieces. What the fuck? Eccentric designs aside, there were 3 pieces missing. the king, queen, and rook. I have 4 spaces, so it should be fine. Wrong! I only had 2 spaces. I grabbed some strong bullets when I started my search, and I need to grab a T-bar tool to actually get into the areas that I need to go to. However, with the strong bullets comes a reinforced frame for my gun that transforms into a magnum. And guess what? It only takes 1 space because of the reinforced ammo. It's practically a steal, and very important for later. With our new goal and tools, we head into the sewers. Upon entering, we saw a few workers who wanted a little overtime, but their boss told them no, so we had to take them out. After making sure they were clocked out, I opened 2 gates to gain more access to the sewers, but that is the only use for the T-bar. I do not grab the sewer key because it only opens 2 doors and is not required, so it will stay on the wall. I go for the rook first because it is the easiest part out of the 3. We go back the way we came, get scared by a G-monster, and run around it. Using a lift, I get to a room that is surrounded by 3 zombies, but instead of being a scary situation where we get trapped on both ends, we use a little setup, we load reinforced rounds, unlock the deadbolt, kill the zombie in the room, turn, run, as we only have a few seconds to get the rook. Turn again, and hope you do not get grabbed by the zombie by the plug. Done properly, you should be in and out in less than a minute. With one of the 3 pieces obtained, I place the rook in its spot, and head towards the waterways, which is significantly more difficult compared to the setup for the rook to get through. The difficulty comes in the G-monsters and being on hardcore, meaning a measly handgun wasn't gonna do anything. So again, I run, and get poisoned. Getting poison requires blue herbs to heal, but we cannot grab any until after we get the king and queen. Getting the king and queen is simple. Grab queen, place queen, go up, grab queen quickly, place queen and king, grab queen, and finally grab king. You now know how to solve this in 1 minute. Unlike entering the waterways, exiting them is much easier. We grenade the one that comes out of the pipe and run out while avoiding the one that tries jumping us when we're about to leave. With all the chest pieces, we finally open the door leading to Sherry, but before that, we need to heal with the medical herbs lying around the sewers. A lot more sanitary than the inconspicuous needles I find in the gas station bathroom. We head down to restore the power for the trash compactor, but G2. I have a lot to fucking say about this fight. So this fight has 2 phases. The power room where you need to avoid him as he attacks from above, and the actual fight where we need to take a crane and rock his shit. The first phase isn't the problem. It is the actual fight. Like, what the actual fuck were they thinking when they make this arena? Because you barely have enough room to work with. The crane button is on the far side of the arena, making it to where you have to time knocking G2 down so the crane can actually do damage. And finally, what I call the Birkin spam. The Birkin spam is when you get jumped, and right after you get swung on, which is not a choice, so even with the increased defense of a full herb combo, gets you into danger, and at that point, you're so slow that you have no chance. So as you could have guessed, this took a few attempts, and believe me, I was probably gonna crash out. It was so bad that I was watching videos of people bodying him while it didn't even work. Birkin kept spamming me, and I was dying. Damn. Ow. Like, what is that? You're spamming! Until I finally beat him after multiple attempts, and what felt like hours. I was honestly so done with this fight that I didn't even celebrate. I barely beat him with what I had, but an ink ribbon? I don't even understand why I kept it in my inventory when I could have put a few more saves in to have more room, which could have made it easier. But it's over, so I shouldn't dwell on it. We finally leave that cursed arena to get Sherry to find out that the woman scolding Sherry was her mother? On top of neglectful parenting, she was also infected? The woman tried to tell me that she couldn't be saved, but I called bullshit. Then she told me of a lab that is connected to the cable car in the sewers, and that there was something that could treat Sherry. With the hope of treatment for Sherry, I ran to the cable car and healed. Then I took the cable car to Nest, where there was no turning back. We placed Sherry in a safe room and steal her bracelet, which is our only way for us to navigate the lab. Starting in the north area, we head to the cafeteria where we see the diners enjoying some healthy and nutritional food. After lending some jawbreakers and utensils to them, I got level 2 clearance. The beautiful thing about the bracelet I stole is it only takes 1 space, and when leveled up, it still only takes 1 space. It's the perfect key item, used for all kinds of things. In the lab. With the increased clearance, we head out of the north area to the east area. This is where we meet the only insta-kill enemies in the game, Ivies. Ivies are humanoid plants that have little bulbs that can be shot to stun them. They are only a minor inconvenience as we find out we have to spray pesticide onto the plants to have them let go of a body that has level 3 clearance required for the west area. This will require 2 codes. One on the door of a ladder, and on the bottom of a trophy that will take space. Well, the code never changes, so opening up the ladder and the drug testing lab, we take a dispersal cartridge to the testing lab to mix some herbicide. And to solve, you need to press red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, and now you know how to solve in 9 moves. With our pesticide, we take the ladder down under the plants, and we see some workers slacking off while on the clock, so I discipline them accordingly. Discipline is a call of sorts as streakers come from the ceiling, but I ignore them like usual. Ignoring them had me running into some zombies, which with the few reinforced rounds I had, became corpses. With the space I had opened up, I got the EMF visualizer, which although filled my inventory again, was a tool that would help me. With the visualizer, I head back to the north area and open up the sleeping pods to finally obtain the final hip pouch. This would leave me with a final max inventory of 14 slots. And I wasn't gonna let the space go to waste as I head back to the east, sneak around streakers, restore power, chill the pesticide, use the pesticide, and finally get the level 3 clearance. Getting clearance apparently makes the Ivy super pissed off, so I went the long way around instead of being risky for the quick routes. With the east area complete, we can finally head over to the west area and get the antidote for Sherry. After restoring power and walking past a totally inconspicuous room, we finally get to the lab that is holding the G-Virus antidote. We grab it, but on our way back, it seems that G2 followed us to Nest and we need to fight him. However, I prepared beforehand. I cannot defeat G3 with only a pistol, so before I grabbed the antidote, I went back to the north area to grab the grenade launcher. I don't know how, but if you do not grab the grenade launcher in the police station, it will spawn in Nest. I don't know if this occurs in Leon's scenario, but it's very useful. Grabbing the weapon with sufficient ammo and getting rid of useless items, we can enter the fight with 31 handgun bullets, at least 10 acid rounds, and 6 flame rounds, with 1 slot open for any other item. So, we look at G3, and the fight begins. I died a lot here. I had to pop his eyes to get the opportunity for giving damage, but the second time was where I struggled most. Then the times that I did get past the second set of eyeballs, I would get hit and or stomped for not holding a defense item. I bet if I wasn't recording this, I would have just given up at this point. However, with enough patience and not getting hit, I was able to barely defeat him when he had me trapped in a corner, and the last acid round I had was enough to take him down for good. After some last minute looting of the arena, I headed back to Sherry and she was okay. I wasn't too late, thank goodness. However, it was a little too late for her mother, but before she died, gave me level 4 clearance. Using my admin status, Sherry and I made our way down to the central elevator and made my 10th and final save. With the self-destruct code about to go off, we run past Ivy's and find a train car. Inside the train car, there was a joint plug, and it took 2 slots. I already did my final heal, and with my handgun loaded with a couple strong bullets, I grab it and place it into its place. There also happens to be a minigun next to the plug-in, so I grab it too. This leaves me with no more space for anything. I walk onto the platform and we start to descend, and the roar of G4 comes and he crashes into the train car. But after he had killed me multiple times during his last 2 fights, I was done. I would defeat him on my first try, and I did. Why aren't you dead? There you go. Just took a little longer, but I got you. You're done. There you go. All done. Oh, let's go! Oh my god, I'm done. I am done. So, is it possible to beat Resident Evil 2 Remake without discarding a single item? Yes, with no room to spare. At first, this video was just going to be about doing an achievement in an unorthodox way, and I did that. I also think I did this to prove that I wasn't going to let myself settle after losing the original file. So you can say I'm satisfied with this result. I am going to do another video soon, probably in early February at the latest, so if you want to see more, please like and subscribe. Over and out.